When I went to work and everything, I was like, oh, this is so easy doing all this paperwork.
I was trying to explain to somebody the other day that college and then work, or like college is so much harder than work.
Yeah.
Because they're not coming in with a test once a week and being like,
yeah, I'm not paying to be there. I'm getting paid to, it's like,
no.
Like I'm thinking of, like, I got a degree in education, so it's, oh, I'm going to go pay to go get terrorized by children today, granted.
Yeah.
Love working with kids, but
no, I know. I was
the power dynamic feels different when I paid $1,500 to be there.
And then I think that's another thing that we should just do at the federal level is education.
Yep.
Because all of our children, no matter where they're at, deserve the same education.
Yeah.
Because they're Americans, right? And so
Yeah.
it makes no sense to me. And then you see what happens when it's at the states. You have terrible states and good states. And I think every child that is an American or is on
Yeah.
American soil, for all I care, I don't care if they're an American, deserves an education.
Exactly.
And they deserve
I call
the
them
same
undocumented
education.
Americans.
Undocumented Americans, yes. They deserve the same education. And if they're going to be here, I want them to be educated.
Yeah. My favorite relationship between the federal and state government is the federal government sets robust minimums and guidelines, and then states can exceed where they want to succeed.
Exceed, not take away.
Exactly. Yeah, they get to exceed where they want to exceed. And granted, I haven't done it. I'm probably not going to. I'm not going to do it before getting elected, just because it's a lot more. It's a lot more ambitious than what I wrote. The bill I wrote is 8.5 pages. I would want to write a policy that adds a lot of guidelines to how states fund school districts across different school districts and zip codes to make sure there's more equitable funding, make sure that we're not just giving weird tax credits state by state to private, like to prop up private schooling when it shouldn't be propped up in a certain fashion.
Yeah.
I'm a public school person. If you really want a private school, that's great, but I want your taxes to be worth it the first time around, to where you feel confident sending your kid to a public school.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I would want to, I know that's a much more ambitious kind of bill to write than what I did write, but I would love to at least be a part of a bill that did do a lot of federal level guidelines and good faith practices when it comes to school districts funding at zip code levels.
I think a lot of this education problem comes back down to the parents, and it comes back down to the ownership of children, right? They think they should get to tell the school district this until it's my parents' rights,
Yeah.
instead of what's best for the kids. You know, it's always what's best for the kids. That's what it should be.
And that's the hard one. You can't policy away a culture.
Which just swings back to education. Yeah. If I were running for any office, education would be one of my major things, because I love being educated.
Yeah.
I educate myself.
Oh,
This is a hobby.
Yeah.
I don't make any money. I'm literally here to educate myself. So I could care less if anybody watches it. I'm learning. So I love to learn about things I like to learn about. And I just see so much value in educating kids. And then just as being part of my kids' lives, because they're all about your age. They're like 25 to 29. And now I see my grandkids and just watching the excitement and the joy when they learn something new all over again. And it's so important and so empowering to educate people and for people to be educated, and that's why they're doing it. They don't want a certain set of our population educated. They want only the rich people to be able to have an education because they want the poor people in the factories and filling their jails and in filling their military. Yeah. And because that's what I found in the Army, is that the bulk of the people that were in the Army, there was maybe 10% that were like, Army, and they had a family in the Army, and they were really, but the other 90% of them were there because they had no better options. They were homeless, court.
Oh my God. It hurt my soul. Helping
from third world, Guam and Haiti. A lot of them were from there. And it was just to have a better life. They had no other way. Yeah.
I'm proud of what I've done in the military, but also, the band, and there's not a lot of moral quandaries besides propaganda here. But, but it's like seeing teenagers who are doing the most as possible for them, is because when I did the case management, I was doing transition case management for 16 to 20-year-olds who were leaving the foster care system.
Oh, yeah.
So I was trying to, basically, it's just I come in every day and just try to solve the problem of homelessness. And it's like for a lot of those young men, they're just like, Mr. Cole, I just don't see another way. And I'm just like,
and what do you tell them? Yeah.
I'm like, you could go to college and we could get some of the money moved around where we give a dorm room, but they're not with love, they're not the best student. They don't want to be a student. They got their high school diploma or GED. I'm proud of them enough on that.
Scratched.
Yeah, it's like they're not gonna.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
And there's not dorms at like a technical school
Exactly.
with HVAC, and they got rid of that.